Hi everyone, this is Mark of Tech Pinas. Join me in my quick unboxing, initial setup, and features rundown of the all-new Vivo X50, which is one of the two new flagship Android smartphones of Vivo in the Philippines. So this one is the more affordable of the two, as it sells for only 25,999 pesos, while the Vivo X50 Pro sells for 39,999. Okay, so let's proceed with the unboxing. We'll just remove the plastic cover first. Okay, so let's do that with a Swiss knife. Pull this off. Okay, so actually we have my sticker here, Mark Tech Pinas. Okay, there you go. This is a blue box with the name on top. This is X50, and as you can see, it has this metallic iridescent accent right there, and also the box in itself has its, I would call it a rather interesting sheen or gleam, because you have these X pattern right here, which is made possible by these accents right there, which actually catch light to form an X pattern. Okay, so that's the front. On this side, just the name Vivo with the metallic accent. Same on this side. Nothing on top. Here as well. And finally at the bottom, you only have the sticker. So it says here Vivo X50 in frost blue. Okay, there you go. And also you have the NTC sticker right there. Okay, so I think now we're ready to lift the cover and let's pull it off. And there you go. This is the official retail unit of Vivo X50 for the Philippine market. And as you can see here, you have the name of the phone, Vivo X50. And this is the paper cradle for the phone itself. The phone is here and it has a plastic cover which protects it during shipment. There you go. We'll take a closer look at the phone later, but for now, let's just wrap up the unboxing. Some stickers with the IMEI number. Okay, so let's lift this up. It's actually made of plastic, so it's quite tough. Check out all the stuff inside right here. Let's start here. So this is a soft gel case. I think it's nice that Vivo had included this in the package, so you won't have to get one separately. And you also have holes and grooves for the buttons and also for the cameras at the back. Great. Okay, other stuff. Here you have the pin for ejecting the SIM card tray. Important information and warranty card to get details about the after sales service of Vivo for this phone. Next, we have the quick start guide. Quick start guide. Some details here about the ports and buttons of the phone as well as the cameras. There you go. And at the back, you have the product technical specifications, so you know exactly what you're getting. So later, I'll give you a quick run through of the technical specs of the Vivo X50. Okay, moving forward. This is the charging cable. It's a USB Type-C to USB connector cable. You need this for charging the phone and, of course, for transferring files to your laptop or desktop. Next, this is the travel charger. There you go. As you can see, it has two flat prongs, so you won't have to use an adapter for use here in the Philippines. And this one already supports the Vivo Flash Charge 2.0 fast charging technology, which is one of the features of the Vivo X50. So you do get shorter charging times with this phone using this charger. Next, this phone actually ships, surprisingly enough, with a pair of earphones. So there you go. I would say that these ones look just like the Apple EarPods with the earpiece right there. And of course, this one already has a microphone which you can use for calls. And of course, with the earphones, you also get this adapter. So there you go. So you need that so you can use this wired headset with the phone, since the phone doesn't have a 3.5mm audio jack. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so this is the complete Vivo X50 retail package for the Philippine market. You have the phone itself, the soft gel case, also the quick start guide right there, the important information and warranty card, also the travel charger right here which supports Vivo Flash Charge 2.0. You also get the metal pin for ejecting the SIM card tray, the charging cable, and the wired earphones with your adapter right here for use with this phone. Okay, so let's remove the plastic cover and check out the design and also the other features of the phone. Okay. And there you go, that's the Vivo X50. So what I have here again is the frost blue version. Actually looks icy blue depending on how light hits it. You have this frosted glass finish at the back. This is the camera module and it's actually made up of 4 cameras, so it's a quad rear camera setup. Okay, so later I'll talk more about that. For now, I'll just show you the different sides of the phone. This is the right side. Here you have the volume rocker and also the power button right there. Nothing on the left side, but you do see some antenna bands. On top, we have this microphone pinhole, and I don't know if you can see, but here there are 2 words, and it says professional photography, which also gives you an idea about the great imaging capabilities of this phone. Just a small detail which I spotted. I really like that. And finally, here at the bottom, this is a tray that you can eject using the provided pin, and this phone has 2 nano SIM card slots. This is another pinhole for your microphone. This is the USB Type-C port, and you have this row of holes for your loudspeaker. Again, this is a antenna band. On top, that just to show you again, you also get 2 antenna bands. Okay, and finally, this is the phone's face. So as you can see right there, there's a punch hole for the front-facing camera. Okay, so now let's long press the power button and set up the Vivo X50. Again, this phone sells for 25,999 here in the Philippines. Okay, so now you see the Vivo logo powered by Android. The Vivo X50 runs Android 10 operating system with FunTouch 10.5 user interface. Set up your phone, select language. So for the purpose of this unboxing, I'm just gonna choose English. Next. Select your location, Philippines. Next. Agree to the terms. Agree. Connect to network. So my network is PLDT Home Tech Pinas. Let me just connect to it. Connected. Next. Here you can choose to back up data from your older phone into this one. So for now, I won't copy. The phone will check for updates and check for info. Now I have to sign into my Google account. Okay, here I have to verify that it's me. So yes, okay, I agree to Google's terms. The phone will check for info again. Here you can turn on or turn off some Google services. So I like all those. I'm just gonna agree. I agree. This is for your voice assistant. So my voice is already there. Accounts and sync. So I won't auto sync. I prefer that. Just a personal preference. So this phone has a number of privacy and security features, which include a fingerprint scanner, and also it has facial recognition as well as your usual pattern and passcode unlock. The Vivo X50 has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is one of the cool features of this handset. So let's set it up. and it's located right there. So I'm just gonna tap on it, making sure that the entire surface area of my fingerprint is registered on the handset. Continue. So here, just making sure that the sides are also registered, and there you go. So my right thumb's fingerprint has been registered. Done. So the phone also has facial recognition, which I won't set up for now, so not now. But you can actually do that for quickly unlocking the phone just by lifting the phone and making sure that the front-facing camera gets your facial features. So some recommended services right here. I'm just gonna say yes to all of them. Here again, you can import your data. This is a feature from Vivo. I'm just gonna skip that for now. Vivo has its own app market where you can download applications apart from Google Play Store. So here, the phone will ask you if you want to install apps from there, but I'm just gonna skip this for now. And finally, congratulations, we have already set up the Vivo X50. The phone has been set up and we're gonna use it now. Okay, so I instantly got this notification that there's already a system update or a software upgrade for my phone. So I won't install that for now. I'm just gonna continue with this initial setup. Okay, so there you go. Alright, so now let me give you a quick rundown of the Vivo X50's technical specifications and key features. Starting with the dimensions as well as the weight of this phone. So this phone measures 159.5 by 75.4 by 6.7 millimeters. Okay, and then it weighs 174.5 grams, which is surprisingly light for a phone with such a large display and also with a very big battery pack. Okay, now let's jump to the screen of the handset. So this screen right here is a 6.56 inch Full HD Plus, or that's 2376 by 1080 pixels AMOLED display. This display also supports HDR10 Plus for enhanced dynamic range, as well as 90 Hz refresh rate for better screen transitions as well as smoother touch response. Okay, so now let's change the wallpaper, and we do that by long pressing on the screen and then clicking on wallpaper. I'll pick a light one and I'm gonna apply it to both. And with this wallpaper, we now clearly see the punch hole on this part of the screen. And this one houses a whopping 32 megapixel f2.5 front-facing camera for selfies. So Vivo is known as one of the best selfie camera phone makers out there. And this phone, the Vivo X50, definitely delivers when it comes to snapping selfies. Apart from having ultra-high resolution, this phone is also powered by Vivo's very own AI beautification software that instantly enhances your skin tone as well as your key facial features while keeping the identifying marks of your face. Oh, and before I forget, actually I'll just change the wallpaper again to be able to show it to you better. If you notice, this phone has very thin bezels, and that's true for the top, bottom, as well as the left and side parts of the display. Many phones these days have thin bezels for the top as well as the left and side parts, but not for the bottom part of the screen. But for the Vivo X50, like a true flagship handset, the bezel on the bottom part is also very, very thin. And this is actually reminiscent of what you will see on the Apple iPhone as well as the Galaxy S series. And that's something that I really like about this handset. It's premium all the way. I've talked about the front-facing camera, and now let's flip the phone over so I can show you one of the highlights of the Vivo X50. In fact, it's written right here like what I showed you earlier. And it says right here, professional photography, and that's made possible, of course, by the phone's 4 cameras at the back. And according to Vivo, just like the Vivo X50 Pro, the Vivo X50 also has stellar low light to night imaging capabilities. So let me just give you a quick run through of the technical specifications of these 4 cameras. The most powerful camera in this bunch is actually the topmost. It's a 48 megapixel f1.6 camera, and this one is actually the best of the bunch in terms of everyday point and shoot photography, and especially for low light shooting, largely because of the ultra high resolution as well as the very wide f1.6 aperture, which really takes in so much light. So even, for example, when you're taking photos at night, that wide aperture will really help enhance the quality of the shots in terms of the crispness of the details as well as the brilliance of the colors. Okay, so the second one, just below it, is a 13 megapixel f2.5 portrait camera with 50 millimeters field of view, and this one enables the phone's 2 times optical zoom or lossless zoom capability. So it's a telephoto camera, and it's actually ideal for snapping photos of your loved ones, wherein you will zoom in on their face, cropping at their shoulder area. And that's of course also useful for taking photos of faraway objects that you don't want to physically move closer to, or you can't move physically closer to, and you can zoom in on them without losing quality. And then the third one, which is the last one in this rectangle, is the 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide camera, which is of course great for capturing scale. So it's the camera that you will choose for your architectural or landscape photography, wherein you need to take in as much of what's in front of you in every shot. So that's for example, taking photos of buildings and also of maybe sceneries like mountains or valleys, and you want to be able to capture what's in front of you and show it to your friends on social media. That one is ideal for that. And of course, it's also handy for snapping group shots, wherein you don't want to, or you can't take several steps back to capture everyone in the shot. And then finally, inside this metallic accent right here, right next to the text AI quad camera, you have a 5 megapixel f2.5 macro camera, which is of course a close-up camera, and it's great for capturing photos of small objects like insects or maybe the internals of flowers, and it's also good for snapping photos of minute details on larger subjects. So that one is also very handy if you're into that kind of photography. So obviously, this quad rear camera module gives the Vivo X50 mobile photographer maximum flexibility in snapping everyday photos, be it in daytime or nighttime. So that's something that I really appreciate about this phone, and that makes this line right here, mobile photography, true for the Vivo X50. Okay, so moving forward, now let's move forward to the video recording capabilities of the Vivo X50 for vloggers and also for aspiring YouTube content creators who only plan to use a smartphone in making videos for their channel. Let's start with the quad rear camera module, specifically the main camera right here. So this one can record 4K videos at 30 frames per second, also full HD videos at 30 or 60 frames per second, and you will also get the benefits of gyro electronic image stabilization, which automatically gives you more stable looking shots even when you're recording the clips while walking. Now, if you're wondering if you'll be recording videos using the ultra wide camera, you won't have 4K resolution, and instead you will just get full HD videos at 30 frames per second. Now, if you plan to use the front-facing camera for recording your vlogs, then you'll be able to get full HD 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, which is not bad. I do wish, however, that Vivo would eventually put 4K video recording on their front-facing camera, or maybe even just full HD 60 frames per second on this one, because that will really boost the quality of the clips that you will record using the front camera. Alright, let me just change the wallpaper again as I talk about the internal hardware of the Vivo X50. Okay, let me just choose this one and set this one. Okay, so like what I said, Vivo X50 runs Android 10 operating system, customized with FunTouch 10.5 user interface. Next, let's go to the settings. As you can see here, the Vivo X50 is powered by a 2.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 730 octa-core processor, which is complemented by 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. Okay, so let's just check if the internal storage is expandable by opening the SIM card slot. Let's release that and checking if there's a micro SD card right there, and there you go. So as you can see, the phone only has 2 nano SIM card slots, and the second one is not hybrid, which means that this phone doesn't allow the user to expand storage. Now I'm sure you're wondering if this phone, the Vivo X50, is good for playing games. Well, its processor, the Snapdragon 730, has an Adreno 618 GPU, which has been proven to be quite a capable graphics chipset for running popular games currently, including Mobile Legends. So you can definitely use this handset, the Vivo X50, for running some of your favorite titles currently. Finally, let me talk about the battery of the Vivo X50. This is powered by a large 4000 mAh lithium polymer battery pack that supports 33 watts fast charging using the provided cable and also the travel charger. So having such a fast charging speed, you will definitely spend less time plugging this handset to an electrical outlet and more time using it to create content and also to celebrate your many passions using your mobile device. So to wrap up, let me just talk about some of my favorite features of the Vivo X50 that prompt me to recommend this handset to many Pinoy consumers who are currently looking to upgrade from their entry-level or maybe their mid-range handset to their first flagship level device. First of all, I really like the design of this phone. The display has very thin bezels. Also, the back is gorgeous, as you can see. This is definitely a phone that you won't be shy to take out on dates or maybe even in corporate meetings. I think it's very elegant and it definitely has an air of corporate sophistication. There you go. So I also like that it's quite lightweight considering the size of the battery and the size of the display. Definitely something that the girls would love to keep in their purses or also their pockets. One that's not too heavy to hold while you're walking around. I really like that. Then of course you have this beautiful display. It's an AMOLED display which is very brilliant and also quite energy efficient. The front facing camera is 32 megapixels, which is a real treat, especially for those who love taking selfies. And of course, a true mobile photography device. This one has 4 cameras at the back, which are all very useful. You have the main camera with a very wide aperture, which is great for even night photography. That's how good it is. Then you have the ultra wide angle camera for capturing scale. You also have the telephoto camera, which is also great for portraits, and the macro shooter for close-up photography. So it's very flexible. For video content creation, this one can record 4K videos at 30 frames per second. The front-facing camera, full HD videos at 30 frames per second. Again, that's something that I wish Vivo would improve on. I wish that their rear camera would be able to record 4K videos at 60 frames per second, both for the main shooter and also for the ultra wide angle camera. And also I hope that the front facing camera would eventually on future versions of their flagship X series handsets, specifically maybe the next version of the X50, or maybe if it's something that they can add through firmware upgrade on this one, I hope that the front facing camera would be able to record 4K videos or maybe just full HD videos at 60 frames per second, because that will really help video content creators. Next, this phone has a solid set of internal hardware, good processor, capable and also energy efficient. With 8 gigs of RAM, you do get smooth multitasking experience. And also you have 128 gigs of internal storage, which is sadly not expandable. But I guess 128 gigs of storage, I would say, is already enough for most consumers. And if it's not enough for you, you can always transfer your files to your laptop and desktop. And of course, there's also Vivo Cloud Storage, which you can take advantage of, where you can instantly upload your videos and also your photos to free up space. And then finally, this phone has a very large battery, which also supports ultra fast charging, which is definitely great for power users or those who truly make the most of their handset everywhere they go. So again, for those who are interested, the Vivo X50 sells for 25,999 here in the Philippines. And the Vivo X50 is available in 3 colors: glaze black, frost blue, which I have here, and also pink. So there you go, that's the Vivo X50, a phone I recommend for aspiring mobile photographers and those who are looking for a classy, everyday, high-end Android smartphone. Thumbs up.